They say the Toyota Hilux is indestructible, that it can cross deserts, survive floods, and keep running after years of abuse, that it's the truck that never dies. But what if I told you that story isn't so true anymore in 2025? In this video, we're going to reveal what nobody tells you about the new Hilux. We're not going to deny its legacy, but we're not going to put it on a pedestal without questioning it either. We're going to talk about the uncomfortable truths and, although it's still reliable, there are details that might make you think twice before buying it. If you're thinking about investing tens of thousands of dollars in this legendary pickup, this video could save you more than one headache and maybe a big disappointment. For years, the Hilux has been almost a symbol of mechanical immortality. Those who defend it cite the famous Top Gear test, where they destroyed a Hilux, or at least tried to. They set it on fire, submerged it, dropped it from a crane, and it still kept starting. That episode created a legend, and that legend is still alive in 2025, even though many things have changed. The 2025 Hilux is no longer that Spartan beast made only of metal and simple mechanics. It's more modern, more technological, and that also means more vulnerable. Toyota has introduced more electronic components, 48-volt hybrid systems, digital screens, assistance sensors, and more plastic parts, both inside and in engine areas. All of this improves the experience, sure, but it also opens the door to more failures. And what about the sense of quality? Here comes another controversial point. Even if you pay more than $60,000 for a GR Sport or Invincible version, the interior still uses hard plastics, simple textures, and buttons that don't give you the solid feel you'd expect for that price. It's not that they're bad, but if you're coming from an Amarok V6 or a new Ranger, you'll notice the difference right away. It's a functional interior, not a luxurious one, and that can be disappointing if you're expecting something premium. So, is the Hilux no longer reliable? No, we're not saying that. The main mechanics are still solid. Its 2.8 turbo diesel engine is one of the most proven in the segment, and its chassis can handle loads and punishment like few others. But nowadays, toughness doesn't mean invulnerability. Picture this. You're driving on the highway, you've just finished a long day at work, and all you want is to feel like your pickup takes care of you as much as you take care of it. You expect comfort, smoothness, quiet, and yes, the 2025 Hilux tries to give you that. But here's the truth, it still hasn't quite managed to do it. Toyota has worked on improving the cabin's sound insulation, reducing engine and wind noise. They've also made adjustments to the suspension to smooth out the bumps. But no matter how many tweaks they make, the rear suspension is still leaf springs, and that means one thing, it bounces like a mule on rough roads. And of course, you get that a pickup is meant for hauling, for hard work. But in 2025, its competitors are already offering more refined suspensions, even when unloaded. If we put the Hilux next to a new Ford Ranger or a Volkswagen Amarok V6, the difference would be clear. Both offer a smoother experience, especially on the highway. They behave more like a modern SUV than a traditional pickup truck. Meanwhile, the Hilux still gives off that rougher, stiffer feel, which some people might like, but for others it feels outdated. Toyota did update the multimedia system, yes, but the base model still comes with an 8-inch screen and, even though some versions now have up to 12.3 inches, the interface feels outdated. The menus are simple and the response speed is slower than that of other brands, which already feature faster systems, full wireless connectivity, and even smart voice assistants. It's as if the Hilux is trying to be trendy, but is a couple of years behind. When Toyota announced that the 2025 Hilux would have a hybrid version, many people thought, finally, an efficient pickup that doesn't sacrifice power. The news spread like wildfire. The words hybrid technology bring to mind images of savings, innovation, and respect for the environment. But what if that promise isn't what it seems? First, we need to understand it clearly. The 2025 Hilux is not a full hybrid like a Prius. It can't run in electric mode. You can't move silently through the city or save fuel like you would with a traditional hybrid. Instead, Toyota has implemented a 48-volt mild hybrid system. Basically, a small electric motor supports the diesel engine at certain times, when you start up, when you decelerate, or when using electrical accessories, but it never moves the truck on its own. Here's the fact that many people don't want to hear. The fuel savings are just about 7% under ideal conditions. That means if you used to spend $100 a month on diesel, now you'll spend $93. Is it worth paying more for that system? It depends. For some people, yes. For others, it sounds more like a strategy. We can't say it's a scam, but it is important to call things by their name. Saying that the Hilux is now hybrid sounds good. It makes for headlines, but in practice, the change is small. There's no real improvement in performance. It's not faster, it doesn't pull more, it doesn't feel smoother. It only helps to slightly reduce emissions and save a minimal amount of fuel. While Toyota is sticking to this intermediate step, other brands are going further. Ford, for example, has already shown interest in real plug-in hybrid pickups, and brands in Asia are betting big on 100% electric pickups or those with real electric range. The Hilux, on the other hand, seems to be stuck halfway, neither fully diesel nor truly hybrid. And that, in a world where users want efficiency without giving up power, might be a lukewarm move. A pickup isn't just a work vehicle. In many regions, it becomes the family car, the mobile office, the companion for long trips. And this is where many people ask themselves, does the Hilux feel as comfortable as it looks from the outside? The short answer, not as much as it should. Getting into the back of the 2025 Hilux is an interesting exercise, especially if you're taller than 1.75 meters. The first thing you notice is that the space isn't as generous as in other double-cab pickups. Simply put, it can carry 5 adults, but not comfortably for more than an hour. It's not unbearable, but it's definitely not designed to offer premium comfort in the back seats. And if you're coming from an SUV, like a Fortuner for example, the difference is even more noticeable. The difference lies in the little details: seat recline angle, foot space, seat cushioning. And up front, does everything get better? Yes and no. The driving position in the 2025 Hilux is still high, with good forward visibility and a sense of command, but the ergonomics aren't the best in the segment. And we're back to the topic of the interior. Plastics still dominate. Although they look good from a distance, to the touch they feel hard, cold, functional, but not refined, which is surprising considering we're talking about a pickup that can exceed $60,000 in its higher trims. Here you can tell that Toyota is still going for a conservative design. It works, but it doesn't excite. When we talk about a truck like the Hilux, a lot of people assume it's synonymous with absolute safety. After all, it's a big, robust vehicle with a solid reputation. But is that enough? In 2025, Toyota has equipped the Hilux with its Toyota Safety Sense Assistance System, and that's a step forward. This system is one of the most sought after by those who drive long distances, since it automatically regulates speed by keeping a distance from the vehicle ahead. But here's a key fact: in the Hilux, it only works properly at high speeds. In city traffic or with frequent stops, it's not as useful as it should be, since it can't come to a complete stop or resume driving automatically like other brands do. Another example, the lane departure alert. Yes, it works, but it's less sophisticated than its competitors. Instead of smoothly keeping you centered in the lane, like a Ford Ranger or a Nissan Frontier Pro for X would, the Hilux simply issues alerts or makes abrupt corrections, which in some cases feel more like an interruption than assistance. This has led many users to disable the feature because it's uncomfortable, which goes against its original purpose. So, is it safe or not? The honest answer is yes, but it could be better. It has the essentials to comply with regulations and offer acceptable protection. But if you're someone who wants the latest in driving assistance, or if you'll use it as a family vehicle in the city, there are pickups that are better equipped for the same price or less. There's no beating around the bush here. The 2025 Toyota Hilux is not cheap. Its base price starts at $27,000 for basic work versions, but it can go up to more than $75,000 if you choose the GR Sport version with all the available equipment. You're not paying for the most advanced technology, or the smoothest suspension, or the most luxurious interior. You're paying for reliability. Reliability that this pickup will start every morning, that it will cross rivers, dirt roads, unpaved rural areas, extreme climates, and unpredictable terrain, and come out unscathed. That no matter if you push it hard for 5 years straight without a break, the Hilux will deliver. That's its hidden value, and you can't measure it in screen inches or steering wheel buttons. This is where Toyota beats the competition. While other pickups lose value aggressively in the first 3 years, the Hilux holds its value like few others. In some markets, there are waiting lists to buy used Hiluxes. They resell easily, they resell quickly, and they resell for a high price. So, is it worth it? Yes, if you know what you're buying. The Hilux has never been the most advanced, it's been the most reliable. And in 2025, that essence remains intact, even if it's surrounded by features that sometimes don't justify the price. Buying a 2025 Hilux isn't a logical decision, it's a leap of faith. But like everything in life, the name alone isn't enough. You need to know what you're giving up in exchange for that durability. Because the real question isn't whether the Hilux is worth it. The question is, who is it worth it for?